Hi, I'm Kaylee, and today I'm going to tell you how to read more. In case you didn't know, Books for MKs is a charity that donates books to missionary kids. If you'd like to donate to the kids, you can do so at GoFundMe.com. There's a link down in the description, and there's a button at the end of this video where you can donate safely. So people ask me all the time, how do you read so much? Last year I read 200 books. The year before that I think it was 150. You know, I read a lot. And I've always been a big reader. I've always spent a lot of time reading. And I find that people that try to read a lot, they end up not enjoying it sometimes. So they'll say, I tried to read 3 books this week and I just burnt myself out and I didn't even like it and I didn't enjoy what I was reading. And for whatever reason, they just felt like it was too much. So this video is not just going to be about how to read more, but how to read more and enjoy it. So my very first tip for everyone who wants to read more is a very simple one and rather obvious, that if you want to read more, you need to do something else less. So if you want more time to read, then you need to make the time. So you need to do something else for less time. And that might mean not watching so much Netflix, which is, you know, one of my foibles. It might mean streamlining your schedule so that you spend less time just doing normal everyday things like cooking or cleaning. You know, maybe you need to have some part of your cooking already prepared the night beforehand. Or, you know, maybe there's some recipe that you can do that's really quick. Same thing with cleaning. Maybe, you know, you need to break up your chores to be on different days instead of trying to get all your cleaning done at once on the weekend. You know, whatever it is, find a way to streamline that activity so that it doesn't take up as much of your time, and then you can use that time to read more. Another big time suck is social media. You have to make the decision, do I want to spend the next hour browsing through Instagram, Facebook, you know, whatever it is, Twitter, or do I want to spend the next hour reading? For some people, it might even be social events, like you just going out with your friends every other night, and maybe you need to just say, nope, not hanging out with you guys tonight. Tonight is a reading night. You know, if you see your friends all the time, then you might as well say, not tonight, guys. Of course, if you're like me and you're just a homebody and you never see anybody, then you might need to do the opposite and say, no, I haven't seen my friends in 6 months. I need to actually go out and spend some time with the people in my actual life instead of reading so much. I have the opposite problem. Every night's a reading night, and I need to make some nights into a social evening night. But the point is, if you make the time to read, if you make reading a priority, you will have time to get all the wonderful reading done that you wish that you could do. Number 2 is to reward yourself. So you can say to yourself, if I read a certain number of pages today, then I get to do this activity or eat this thing, or I get to spend half an hour on social media after I have read my book for half an hour. I know some booktubers that have posted on their channel that they have a list of books that they need to read, and as soon as they've read 4 or 5 of those, they allow themselves to buy a new book. So that's their reward, as they get to buy this new book that they've really been wanting and have had on their wish list. Or it might be that you reward yourself with, okay, I get to binge watch for 2 hours on Netflix after I've done an hour of reading. I've actually done this for myself before, where I put a little star on my chart when I get my reading done, which sounds silly, and it sounds like, oh, that's for elementary kids, but I don't know, it makes me happy to have a star on my chart. So I make myself a little chart and I buy myself some stickers, and I get to put my sticker on when I've finished my reading. It sounds silly, but it literally makes me so happy. Another good one to reward yourself is to say, I will save X amount of dollars for travel or for, you know, some item that I want to buy. So if I read 50 pages, then I get $5 towards whatever it is that I wanted. And you know, the reward system really works. If you link reading to something else that you also want, then you get rewarded twice. You get both things. I get my money for that item that I wanted, or I get my hour on Netflix, or you know, whatever it is that I'm rewarding myself with, and I get the wonderful experience of reading. So you're really rewarding yourself in two different ways. Number 3 is to pick books that you love. I think that when people had a problem with trying to read more and they didn't enjoy it, they just weren't enjoying that book. If you're not enjoying the book, just put it down, because you're not going to be motivated to read, and you're not going to enjoy it, and you're not going to make the time a priority if you're not enjoying it. If it's a stinky book that you hate, then just put it down. And if you feel guilty, or you feel like, oh, I really do need to read that book, I ought to read that book, then set it aside, and maybe later you'll be motivated to read it. Maybe you'll enjoy it more at a later time. But don't sit down and read something if you know that you're not having fun with it. Nobody is gonna make time and make it a priority to do an activity that they're not enjoying. You're gonna put it off, like taxes. Oh, put it off till April. I don't wanna do it. You know, it has to be something you enjoy. So identify the types of books that you like, the genre that you like, the authors that you like, and spend most of your reading time with books that you actually know you're gonna like. And that is why I quit my book club, because they didn't pick books that I ever liked. Number 4 is to get in the mood. Get yourself a cozy chair, get yourself a hot cup of tea, and maybe some hot chocolate with the little marshmallows. Get some yummy snacks that you really love. Put on some music that you like, preferably music with no lyrics, because I find that when I'm reading, I can't have lyrics because it's like 2 separate sets of words are coming in, and it confuses me, and I'm like, no, this is sensory input, too much. So some kind of music that doesn't have lyrics to it, I find is best when you're reading. And then you just cozy up with your snacks and your cup of tea and your cozy little chair, and you just bliss out with your book. Again, this is about enjoyment. If you're gonna have a reading experience, man, just milk that reading experience for all it's worth. Get all the enjoyment out of it that you can. And my last tip is to share the experience. So this could mean a lot of things. Maybe you buddy read with somebody, maybe you join a book club, maybe you start your own book club. Maybe you tweet about what you're reading, maybe you post pictures on Instagram about what you're reading. Maybe you actually start a BookTube channel and you just start telling people about everything you're reading because you have so much to say. But however you do it, sharing an experience always makes it more enjoyable. Even if you hate the book you're reading, when you tell someone about how much you hate it, that's actually enjoyable, because then you can just, you know, go on a rant and be like, oh, this book was so awful, and it's fun to share. So no matter how you do it, whether online or in person or reading the same book as your friend or whatever, share the experience, and that will make you enjoy it more, and that will make you want to read more, because an enjoyable experience is an experience that we seek out and we make time for. And that is it. Those are my 5 tips on how to read more and enjoy it. So please leave a comment down below and let me know, what are your favorite tips or tricks or rules or ideas or anything about how you read more. How do you motivate yourself to read more? And how do you make sure that you enjoy what you're reading? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.